Well, Anahita Sedaghatfar, I think you have the toughest job in America today, representing the defense after this masterful closing by the prosecutor.
Well, you know, I don't deny that he did a great job with his closing, but Jane, where was the bang? Where was the spazziness that we're used to seeing? I mean, in this case, he got more effective in his closing as he went along, but in case where you have such gruesome crime scene photos, you have these gruesome photos of the autopsy, why not start your case with those photos with a bang? Wake up those jurors. Remind them why they've been sitting in that jury box for 4 months, why they had to pull essentially an all-nighter last night. You want to start with a bang and you want to end with a bang. So I think he could have frankly been a lot more effective.
Again, Anahita Sedaghatfar, it's our format. We do both sides. That's what we've done for years. So you probably have, again, the toughest job in America. What say you, Anahita?
You know, this is a tough job. I have to concede that Juan Martinez did an excellent job in his closing. Now, I think we have not heard the defense yet. I think the defense's job at this point is really going to have to be trying to save Jodi's life. They're going to have to do two things. They're going to have to create sympathy for Jodi. They're going to have to humanize her. Remind those jurors that she was a victim of abuse her entire life, starting with her parents, with relationships she had with other men, and culminating with Travis Alexander.
Jordan, a lot of people believe this abuse she suffered all her life is also a fiction. She threw her own mother under the bus. You know, her mother told cops, oh, she always said that we were terrible parents, but it's all in her head. We didn't go into her room searching for anything. People believe this abuse she suffered all her life is also a fiction. She threw her own mother under the bus. You know, her mother told cops, oh, she always said that we were terrible parents, but it's all in her head. We didn't go into her room searching for anything. I mean, in a way, you have to feel sorry for all the victims she created on her own family side.
But they're going to have to humanize her, Jane, and that's the evidence that they have to work with.
She's a complete monster.
Well, you know, that's the job of the defense attorneys. Her life is on the line. Her life is on the line. Their job is trying to spare her life. Exactly, but why are they there? Why don't they just throw their hands up and say throw her in jail and give her the needle?
And believe this woman.
Is the suggestion that she
lied about everything, and now the suggestion I think did a very good job.
You guys, time out for you guys. Okay, I want to go to David because we were just talking. Now, Anahita Sedaghatfar for the defense. When I first started hearing him this morning, I wondered, I said, this is dripping with sarcasm. And I've seen sarcasm backfire in the past in closing arguments. You always want to maintain the moral high ground, and sometimes you can lose that a little bit with sarcasm. But I think he pulled it off because, in a way, to diffuse what many people believe are just a litany of lies, you kind of have to use sarcasm because what other weapon do you have to dispute something that's sort of nonsensical on its face, but somebody says with a straight face?
Right. I think he was pretty effective again, Jane. I have to concede using that sarcasm there. But I think the most compelling part of his closing really was using Travis Alexander's own words against Jodi Arias. Those text messages, that one text message that said, "You're the worst thing that ever happened to me," and how prophetic that is. I thought that was very compelling. But I think the defense is also going to use Travis Alexander's own words against, or to defend Jodi Arias. They're going to use that sex tape, Jane, and that is going to be powerful in their closing. So those jurors will hear, once again, Travis Alexander using these vile, disgusting, demeaning words towards Jodi Arias to, again, play into their theory that she was abused sexually, that she was abused emotionally, and that she was truly acting in self-defense.
Well, Jordan Rose, though, briefly, Anahita Sedaghatfar.
Jane, I've said all along, I think the facts, if anything, support a heat of passion manslaughter killing. I mean, just look at the stab wounds, the knife slitting his throat. That screams manslaughter. That does not scream premeditation. And let's not forget the defense is going to remind those jurors in closing that ultimately the burden of proof is on the prosecution.
Leave it.
The prosecution needs to prove all of these claims beyond a reasonable doubt.
We are here.